Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and today I'm going to discuss with you all Joan of Arc, who most likely I figure in EU5, despite being an absolutely busted character, and will make France unstoppable, basically, for all intents and purposes, when this event happens. I somewhat doubt she's going to appear in almost any games because from the way that the Hundred Years' War flavor is all set up, looks to me like it's going to be very French-sided. France is a much stronger country with much more vassals than England, and the only way that France is going to actually be stopped is with their vassals being made disloyal. And we've seen some screenshots of lots of France's vassals being disloyal in an image, but even then, there's just so many people that live in the French heartlands that, and the home field advantage belonging to France as opposed to England, who needs to ship all their troops over the seas. I don't think that England's going to basically ever be making progress in the Hundred Years' War when this is an AI versus AI fight. So, in the context that Joan d'Arc theoretically will only be appearing when France is losing, in some respect, by the year 1431, so a century into the game, a century the game has passed. Hundred Years' War will have supposedly been going on for quite some time at this point, but you as a player are never going to get this event. At least I'd hope not, because it keeps talking in this event about how it's things are just absolutely horrendous. It's terrible. Everything is going unsufferably for France. They'll never recover. And that the only reason that this happens at all, that Jeanne d'Arc is granted command, is because the king is like, nothing else makes sense. Every conventional answer has failed. So desperation. The woman who said she's talking to God, put her in command of the army. And if this event fires when France is doing well, or God forbid, the Hundred Years' War is over, which it likely will be by that point in time, if a player is on either side, I don't think we're ever going to see this event. I think that despite the fact that this is an incredibly strong event, sadly, it's never going to actually get used. We don't know what this Maid of Orleans for 24 years is. Probably a very good modifier. No one in the comments is addressing it. As of now, no responses have been made to it, that is. But yeah, army tradition, you get this character, Joan d'Arc, and she is the most insane character that I've yet seen. And who knows what these traits she has is. It probably makes her even more ludicrous. No one in the game could probably even have a chance of matching her power as a commander. She's I'm willing to bet that she's the most OP character in the entire game, but I don't think she will ever appear because France will never be even losing. And if France is doing poorly, then it's not like you're actually going to necessarily feel the effect because if France is doing poorly, when this event fires, if it does even for the AI, it's not like the AI is going to necessarily do anything with it. Because if they're in a bad situation, I don't think that they're capable of thinking, I have a good general, therefore I'll declare a war. It's the same thing where in CK3, Dragon Riders in the what is it? Was the mod the AGOT mod for CK3? Dragon Rider characters don't declare a war just because they have the dragon. They still try and process, do I have enough men? Because the AI is very based on some very small numbers in these games. So even having Jeanne d'Arc, the AI of France isn't going to comprehend the idea that they have this busted character and they can suddenly win wars they have no business winning anymore and take back a lot of their land that they'll lose theoretically. But as I said, I'm ranting over and over again. I don't think that she's basically ever going to appear, but there is a chance, maybe, depending on how they balance it, that France's vassals will always be very disloyal. and it will be to try and make it more of a toss-up. So it's possible. I don't think that it's going to be the case, but maybe because France's vassals will be disloyal, they'll swap to England's side. You have a case of Flanders and Burgundy swapping, as well as maybe Brittany, at which point, okay, that's a lot more in favor of Britain, or the English rather, at that point. But if that's happening, how likely is it that France is even going to exist by the year of 1431 as anything more than a duchy itself? And here's the even bigger question I have, honestly. If this event exists and doesn't require the 100 Years' War to still be ongoing, because there's nothing here that proves that one way or the other, I'm very curious if this event can fire when France is in a PU with England, because it's not strictly a subject type anymore. And we don't know how, like, when England enforces a PU on France, whether it makes England automatically the dominant one. I assume it does, and that anytime you declare a war to enforce a PU, that it makes the person who did the enforcing the dominant partner in it. Don't know for sure, though. But it's a funny thought that maybe England could enforce a union with France, and then France still gets Joan of Arc at that point. I don't know. Because, but I would totally see that. I could totally see that happening, where France has been weakened, they've lost a lot of their vassals and land, and then as a subject of England, they're like, the game process is, oh, they're weak. France is weak, so can we give them this event? But I apologize for my running in circles now. It's good. It feels good to be back, though. Since I have not been recording many YouTube videos for a while, I think I needed this. So thank you all for listening to me yap about an unlikely event in EU5 and the busted character it provides. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!